It's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang. All right, y'all. At this point, y'all have really pissed me off, especially you so-called influencers who are taking parts of stories coming out of Chicago and using it for fucking clickbait and engagement. Now, I have been urging my people here to pause so that they can process things. Y'all talking about them coming down on that building out south. Whole time, that building used to be predominantly black. That building was predominantly Venezuelans, okay? There are people from that neighborhood that have been complaining about that building for a year, okay? They showed y'all broken windows and shit that were already there. These are the things that y'all have to stop doing. And this is why I keep telling people here in the city, particularly black people, pause so you can process. If y'all start responding to shit out of emotion, then you don't know what the fucking play is, because you haven't had time to actually think. What people are doing are trying to get a rise out of black Chicagoans, okay? That was one incident. Then you had the guy out west that had the accident, and they pulled him out, and one of the agents was choking him, and people were recording it, okay? So again, follow-ups to all of these things, never. Nobody ever comes back with the follow-up. They talking about, oh, they're arresting black people in Chicago. All of the black people that they took from that building on the south side were released. The 37 people that they detained were all Venezuelans who were part of a particular gang. Y'all gotta stop doing that shit. Y'all are really making me mad with this, okay? Especially for those people who don't live here, but you want to use these fucking stories as a way to get some engagement. Slow, pause, bro. I'd hate to get into it with some of y'all, because I've seen some of y'all so-called influencers using this shit as a way for y'all to get attention and likes. Yes, this is a very serious issue, but I also want y'all to understand that there's never been a time that black Chicagoans have not been under pressure. There's never been a time that we've not been fighting. So what are you talking about? Y'all want us to get so emotional that motherfuckers get on the front lines of something. No. You have to step back and pay attention first and foremost here. We know how to pay attention to things that's going on around us, okay? And y'all want people to get so upset that we go out into the streets and then some shit really happen? Black Chicagoans, fuck all them people that's talking crazy on this internet, especially if they asses ain't from here. Y'all sit the fuck down, pull back, because you have to be able to process what is going on. If you go out there on some emotional shit, that's how things get twisted. That's how shit get fucked up, because you're not thinking logically. I really need y'all to understand that this is not us against migrants. This is not us against anybody that they are here trying to detain. This is about us being a sanctuary city and our mayor and our governor pushing back on to stop posting about what's happening right now and not adding the fact that there was shit that led up to this happening. I ain't excusing nothing that they doing, but what I'm not going to do is put my people in no burning building. We hear me out. Be patient. I'm not saying that we won't do anything. I'm not saying that they won't try anything. I am saying you cannot react off of emotion. There has to be patience. There has to be a process. There has to be a preparation. Stop letting these people gas y'all the fuck up.
I think what she's saying is, this ain't our fight, and we are jumping into something because what is going to get black people riled up and into this situation. And I don't think none of this shit has. That is why the mayor of Memphis stepped in and said, hold on, we need to know your plan before we, because Memphis people said they ready to ride. And it was a woman, I think I got that video. She was like, where y'all at? Y'all not out here. Y'all not ready to ride. Because for what? This ain't our fight. Motherfucker, we ain't illegal. We ain't illegal shit. We here. So, but the way to get y'all up in arms is to get y'all outside and get y'all to fight back. Don't fight back. Take your black ass inside. This, if it's ICE, they not here for you. Go inside. and wait for shit to play out and see what's going on. And that's what she's saying. I didn't get that she was against black people being safe. I think she was against black people stepping into this situation, because when they said that this apartment building was crime ridden and everything, but if you look at the historic part of the community, it was blacks. But it's been overran by Venezuelans, which goes into that place having a janky ass property manager that was renting out all these spots. But also, let's not take into account that Chicago was a sanctuary city. Who shipped all those people out to Chicago? Guess. Just take a wild guess. Texas. Now, why does Texas have to send their National Guards out there to Chicago? Because they sent them there. It was a plan from the start. It was a plan from the fucking start to, okay, Texas, hey, I'm going to give your National Guard something to do. Let's send these illegals on buses out here. They have to get housing. They have to get insurance. Let's do this. Let's make a deal with these property managers to give these people homes. Let's fill them up, and then let's say that this community is ridden with these people. Then let's send your National Guards who Texas. Where are these people coming in at? They're not coming in to Arizona. They're not coming in to Florida. They're not coming into Alabama. They're not coming in to California. They're coming into Texas. And guess who sends their National Guard to Chicago? Man, follow the money. Follow the money, people.
Some of y'all might get mad at me. And at this point, I don't give a damn. I'm not into politics. I'm not into all of that extra stuff that people be losing their life over. I ain't into all that. We human. Whatever. But I will say thank you to Trump for bringing these National Guards and doing what they doing down here in Memphis right now. You know, for the first time in 5 years. I've been in my home for 5 years. And for the first time, my kids have been able to play in the backyard and be able to do it comfortably. I haven't heard a gunshot in 2 weeks. I haven't seen strange people walk up and down the street. Just a few weeks ago, I had somebody walk on the side of my house. None of that action's going on. I haven't seen no young YNs at the store posted. I haven't seen an infinity fly past me in weeks. I'm sitting on my porch right now, and I'm watching kids outside playing. People outside walking with their kids, stuff I ain't never seen before living in my neighborhood. But all because we feel safe in this environment, unfortunately, because of the things that are happening here in the city. I hate it had to be this way, but I'm happy. I'm happy. Honestly, I truly feel that this is just a band-aid to the problem. I don't think this is going to completely fix everything. But to have a moment of peace, just thank you, Jesus. Some of y'all might get mad at me.
You know, I'm not mad at her at all. I'm not mad at her at all. Like, this is a situation that Memphis people have to deal with. This is their life. And I'm not disputing why would I dispute how you feel in your life? That makes no sense. And I think the people that dispute how these people actually feel in life, bro, I grew up in the hood on the east side of Oklahoma City. Like, I remember I didn't. For my elementary years, I grew up in inner city countryside of Oklahoma City, inner city, but it was still like we had like 3 acres of land. We had go-karts, and my neighbors had horses and let me raise a horse and shit like that. We had a good life. It wasn't until we moved into the hood that the first week, me and my sister there, we playing 2 square. Y'all know 2 square. You like got your basketball and you can play 2 square, 4 square. You know what I'm saying? And it was a drive-by right across the street, and my sister grabbed me and took me over to the side of the house. And she was just like, get over here, get down, boom, 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 boom. I don't think she ever been in that situation ever in her damn life. And I definitely haven't. Well, I take that back. Yeah, I did. But, I remember me and my dad was at, there's something called the previews, and previews is a series of football games where teams play like 10-minute halves or 15-minute halves, and it doesn't matter who wins or anything. You just play. All the teams just scrimmage all night long, right? And it's at this place called Taft Stadium. William Taft. I don't know who the hell he is. Is he a president? Something? I don't know. But anyway, the stadium was named after him, and the school was named after him. And so we'll go to the game, and we up there watching the previews. Me and my dad sitting over there on the, thing, and some people start fighting. I remember my dad was like, "Oh shit, they started fighting." So he grabbed me. He started walking me the other way. Then you start hearing gunshots. He snatched me up and ducked down to the ground. I'm like, damn. He just sacked me. I'm like, damn. We over here trying to watch football. Now we ducking on the ground. Shots is going off. And I'm like, what the hell? So that was the first time I ever seen that. That was the first time I ever seen that. And I was in elementary school. But the next time, I was in middle school, and we just moved to the east side, and my sister Portia, it was a drive-by in right across the street, and we was playing 2 square, and she snatched me up and, get your ass over here. I was like, shit. I ran. I went with her like I wasn't gonna stop. I was not resisting. Nah, 2 squares like you got a basketball. You just hit it into the other person's square. They hit it. It's like tennis, but with a basketball. I don't know. Probably some broke nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But yeah. So you think my parents was like, yeah, we moved to a nice neighborhood. And then we see, man, I can remember my neighbor across the street. Bro, I remember my neighbor across the street. I got into a fight on the school bus, and a dude, my earrings came out my ear, and then the dude who picked up my earrings, like this is being bullied. I got into a fight on the school bus. My earrings fell out of my ear, and then the dude who picked up my earrings was like, nah, if you want my earrings, you're going to take them from me. I'm like, bro, I ain't even worried about them. They was Fila earrings too, like Fila, bro. And then my neighbor across the street was like, hey, cuz, give him back his earrings. So he beat him up, made dude come and give me my earrings back. So then we go to my house, me and my neighbor, and my neighbor's like, oh, no, cuz, ain't none of this shit finna go down. He my motherfucking friend. Shout out to my boy Chris Friday. That's my nigga to this day. But like, I was new to these people. First of all, I had already got into a fight with these fools over some basketball cards the day before. But I wasn't just gonna let y'all punk me out of shit. And trust me, I get down. But then I was like, damn, I gotta fight again. Nigga, I just got into a fight yesterday. And a fight over some goddamn earrings. So I was like, fuck it. Then so we Chris Friday, that nigga was like, hey, nah, I ain't letting nobody mess with my neighbor like that, cause you know he respected my dad or whatever. He was like, nah, you know, whoop bam. And then so then we just sitting there on the porch. Two dudes come down the street and they want to fight my neighbor. And Chris like, they gonna find shit crip, y'all got me fucked up. And then Chris take off on the first dude. Boop, 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 boop. Beat him up. My daddy's like, hey, he breaking him up. He getting Chris off, dude. Dude is still talking shit. And my daddy's like, dude, leave. And mind you, we ain't been over here but like 6 months. we done seen murder and all type of shit. So now my daddy like, all right, if you don't leave, I'm gonna let him go. Chris, he let Chris go. Chris go up there, poop, 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 beat the shit out of dude. And his friend just over there like, he got his hands in his pocket like, come on, man, let's go. And just walked him. I was like, what the fuck? If that was the craziest like 2 days in my life to that point. That was the craziest 2 days. But yeah, sometimes you don't want to see hood shit. My daddy was good for calling the police. These niggas is over here. They running from the police. The police, y'all missed them. The niggas, man, if some crime was going on, man, everybody in our neighborhood knew about it. They had a police watch. They was not playing.
Memphis, y'all better pay attention because a lot is about to happen and it's been happening and y'all haven't been paying attention. I'm not only a techie, I was born and raised in Binghamton. And as soon as I saw that police station go up, I already knew it was a wrap. Then I saw that bike trail go up. Then I saw they moved the Memphis Library from off of Peabody down to Poplar, a block from East High School. Then after all of these years, over 30 years, all of a sudden now they want to renovate Leicester Community Center. You got strolling around our neighborhoods. Y'all not paying attention? I'm about to tell y'all what's going to happen because it's not looking good. 9% of the Memphis natives do not have the skill sets to go into those facilities in West Memphis and in Memphis that they're setting up for Google and XAI. We don't have them. I can go in there and do some work. So what do you think that they're going to do? They're going to bring in people from Silicon Valley, Texas, DC, wherever they need to bring them from to stand those facilities up. And guess what's going to happen? All of those areas, the cost of living is super expensive. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to build everything up to make it pleasing and appealing for those people coming in. They're doing the same thing in Huntsville right now with all of those government entities getting ready to come down there. They're building it for who's coming. They're not building it for the current natives. Y'all not going to even be able to afford it. And just like Binghamton is prime real estate, it takes you right into downtown. Where do you think those people are going to want to be? Closest to where most of the tourism is going on, downtown. That's why they're building all of the hotels now after all of this time. We're probably going to have a decent skyline for a change, and all of that. But it's going to be at the mercy of current residents. So this is the disappointing part or the aftermath when we go in and tear up our own stuff. You can't go in and we offing each other every chance we get. Y'all not taking care of y'all, business when it comes down to y'all holding y'all children accountable. They out here robbing and offing everybody and stuff like that. So it drives the property value down for homeowners to make it easy for them to come right in and scoop it up. And they're going to build stuff and make it more expensive to where it's unlivable for current residents, and it's going to push you further and further out. That's gentrification in a nutshell. And it's unfortunate. You know, Memphis has a lot of resources.
And if you are able to sustain your property, your property tax in Oklahoma, all these places, your property tax will go so high that you'll be like, why am I paying? I own this property. Why am I paying so much? Unless you're homesteaded in, this is the only way you'll be able to live. But your home will be a fucking wreck next to a $300,000, $400,000 home when you could just sell your home for $200,000. Let somebody build another $300,000. Now you got a $500,000 property. They're gentrifying, of course, man. They don't want to live out in the country no more. It's boring out there. They want to come to the city. It's lit. Why don't everything? When I can have coffee walking distance, when I don't have to drive 6 miles down the road to get coffee. White people are tired of being rich and living out in these communities. Like, why are we out here? We need to be enjoying life. Let me take my wealth and buy something in the city where I can enjoy what's happening in the city. I mean, not all white people, but. And to the black people that are able to, and, you know, more power to you, man. Do it. Don't be behind. Don't be left behind. That's what no child left behind. Black people, don't be left behind.
I just seen 3 separate videos of women in Memphis thanking Donald Trump for the work he's doing here by sending the National Guards here, saying shit like, oh my God, the neighborhood is so safe now. My kids are able to play outside. I haven't heard a gunshot in weeks. Thank you, Donald Trump, for sending the National Guard here and for protecting our city. You really are making America great again. You a dumb bitch, because it sounds like you live in a neighborhood that's not so good. In that same neighborhood that you congratulating him on your kids being allowed to play outside in, he's about to push your black ass out of it. He's about to go and gentrify the whole area. Why do you think he's trying to get rid of criminals, of black people, of bad seeds, so he can get the lower class people out of the lower class neighborhoods that they pushed our asses into? You get what I'm saying? To take it from us and build higher class neighborhoods and make this city into a tourist city. It's all a money scheme, and y'all dumbasses are not upset about this shit. Let's just be real, bro. Memphis is an impoverished city. Most of our citizens are a part of the lower class. You bitch, that mean your grandma, your auntie, your cousin that's poor, that's on EBT, that's getting Social Security, she finna get pushed out of her house. Because they finna tear all that shit down, gentrify it, and turn this shit into, y'all not hearing me, bro. And y'all thanking this man, and them the only videos that's going viral. The people of Memphis that are outraged are not getting heard. My video's not going past 1,000. Period. I'm like, why are y'all not upset? It's confusing me. Then they got border patrol here in a city that ain't nowhere near the border. We in Tennessee. Hello. Like, it's the obvious race game. It's the obvious money game. It's the obvious class game, bro. Trump is making the rich richer. He pushing y'all out of y'all houses into jail to make him more money. They finna rebuild the jail and make it a bigger facility. They at cahoots right now talking about that in Memphis, trying to make 201 bigger. Or seeing if they just gonna move it to put y'all black asses in the jails instead of in y'all homes so he can take over these neighborhoods. Y'all still ain't seeing it. And y'all got the nerve to get on here and thank that man? All right, we gonna see. Y'all need to start documenting everything and educating yourselves. That's the only way we can keep what we have built. They have always pushed us into these hood neighborhoods and then forced us to leave. As if we chose to be here in the first fucking place, bro. Orange Mound was supposed to be a thriving black community. We were supposed to have our own businesses, our own time, and look at what it looked like now. They took away funding for businesses. They took away this. They took away that. Educate yourself. Document everything so they can't take shit from you. That's the solution. Not thanking this man for the bullshit that he doing. It's not okay, bro. If you're not rich, this shit is not helping you. Period. I just seen 3 separate videos of women in Memphis thanking Donald Trump.
And those videos, what I just showed. Man, listen. All right. We've talked about this enough. We've understood this situation enough. And I want to know, how do y'all fare with these situations happening? Do y'all think this is really about... I mean, I think all of it is planned executing. That they want to execute a plan. This is how they're going about it. We're looking at it in a political stance, when actually it might just be a money play. It might just be a takeover play. It might ostracize. You think the homeless rate is up now? Give it a couple years. It's not even going to be the homeless. Imagine moving your mother in your house because she can't afford the house that she raised y'all in. Because she can no longer afford that property. And that you don't have the extra funds to buy that property. So you have to sell that property, move your mom in, and now you have to take care of your mom. And not that taking care of your mom is a bad thing, but the fact of the matter is that you can't sustain the property that she was living in because you have a family of your own, which your family is currently struggling because you don't own your property. That's where we at. Everybody's not homeowners. So if you as a black person had moved out of the inner city prior to today, because guarantee you, if you're renting and you're living in an area where they are gentrifying, your landlord is selling his home to the highest bidder, and you will have to move, and your rent will change. Whether you're getting Section 8, if you was getting Section 8 in this area for the longest because you moved to a high crime area, well, they're lowering the crime and they're raising the prices of that area, and that's just how it is.
Some women can start working in as 1 week.